Welcome to the Niele Ivey Show, brought to you by TireRack.com. Coach Ivey, our head coach here at Notre Dame in her third year. I'm Bob Nagel, and Coach, just an honor to be with you again, and congratulations on what is an amazing start to the season.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, and just honored and blessed.
When you think about the record, it's a fantastic start to the season, but you've got so many things that have gone on this year. I've got to mention your trip to St. Louis. What a wonderful blessing that was for you.
It was. When I found out the location was going to be at my hometown against one of my peers and colleagues, and Charel Smith, who's also from St. Louis, I thought what a wonderful experience for my team. You know, wonderful opportunity for women's basketball to be the first women's game, showcased on NBC.
And you guys were very busy, went around to all the schools, and you let the kids see that this can happen for them too.
Absolutely. I mean, I know that I'm an inspiration. I know this role is a lot bigger than just being a coach. I'm inspiring a lot of young women. So it was an honor to be back in St. Louis, and it was just an incredible weekend.
Well, it's been just a phenomenal start. There's so many press releases going out about players getting weekly recognition and preseason All-American teams and recruits and early commitments. I mean, things are happening so fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing but God. It's all God's favor. I'm blessed to work with an incredible staff. I'm blessed to work with an incredible team. And, I've fortunately identified some incredible talent, and they chose to come to this university because of the university. And I just can't wait to get started with that group.
Well, it's been a tough couple of years because of COVID and all the other limitations, and it's great to see our fans coming back. It's great to see the house full again. Yeah,
I mean, the buzz in the community is so electric. It's what I've always dreamt of. Last Sunday to have that arena packed, first sellout crowd for me as head coach, it was such a beautiful experience, to be a part of. After that game, I just looked around and saw so many faces in the stands, and it gave me a moment of just so much gratitude for them showing up and showing out for this incredible group of young women.
Well, you better get used to it, because I think it's going to continue to happen. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to break down some of the things that have been happening as far as the opponents and some of the great moments we've had, and we'll look forward to doing that in just a moment. You're watching the Niele Ivey Show, brought to you by TireRack.com. And welcome back to the Niele Ivey Show, brought to you by TireRack.com. With the head coach, I'm Bob Nagel, and Coach, we've talked about so many things that have happened already in the season, off to a great start. We got to bring up a situation. The only loss we've had so far was really kind of unique in that we had things happen in that game that hadn't happened before. We had a little foul trouble early on. If Olivia Miles isn't on the floor, that affects what we can do. But out of all the things that didn't go well in that game, you lose on a buzzer beater. So talk about the reaction and maybe what you had to adjust after the Maryland game.
Yeah, well, it was a big lesson for us. Hats off to Maryland. They were phenomenal. Diamond Miller ended with, I think, 31 points and had that buzzer beater. They played really well. We knew that we were going to get their best game. Like you mentioned, we had some foul trouble, had some adjustments, and really came down to one defensive stop. So yeah, it was a big lesson for us. We gave up 17 offensive rebounds that game, so that was something that we really focused on heading up to UConn game. But there's a lot of, I always felt like, and I always tell the team, there's a lot to learn in losses, and I feel like we really learned a lot.
Well, and you played well and lost the game, so that's I guess a positive coming out of there. And then you have to focus on some team called Connecticut that's coming in, and this is a very obviously rich tradition in your life. You've been a part of a lot of these games, and we've seen times when we've had a lot of success and times when it's been a real struggle, but I thought the team came out were just fantastic coming out of the opening tip.
Absolutely, they were locked in. We had some great days of preparation. It's always a lot to prepare for a powerhouse like UConn. So I felt like they were locked in on the game plan. They were locked in on the schemes, defensive schemes. We were just ready from the beginning. I thought Olivia set the tone. She was offensive minded. She did a great job of pushing pace, and she just had a phenomenal game, and I felt like that really helped everyone else. She settled us in. Maddie Westbeld, she had a phenomenal game. Sonia Citron, KK Bransford, Ebo. It was every single person stepped up. They stepped up to the challenge, and we played a complete game for 40 minutes.
Well, and we're only 6-7 games into the season when that happened, and yet the people that you're going to count on in different roles and different responsibilities stepped up and did a good job. And I thought that, again, Olivia was just phenomenal in the game, but her leadership and toughness and Sonia Citron's rebounding has been phenomenal. And it was great to see Maddie Westbeld be able to have a great game against Connecticut,
right,
because she's not being forced now to play in the 5 or the 4 as much. She can play on the wing and get her shot and play well.
Absolutely. I mean, we have so much depth inside with Kylee Watson, in addition to Kylee Watson, Ebo, what she brings. Natalia coming back from injury, she's been giving us a huge spark, and she allows her just to play her game, allows her to be on the perimeter a lot more. But I was really happy with our defense. I felt like our defensive intensity really set the tone in that game. It was our best defensive performance. I was so proud of this group. It was something that we stressed. Obviously losing on a buzzer beater, defense was the focus going into that game, and I felt like our defensive effort and intensity was phenomenal.
The stats at halftime were phenomenal as well. 65% shooting in the first half, which is just tremendous. Obviously, then you held them to 45%, the combination of which gave you a nice lead, but also a focus at halftime to make sure this wasn't something that was going to come and go. We had to continue to play well.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the stress of mine. UConn is a team that's not going to go away. They're going to go on a run. So how are we going to withstand their run? Because it was going to come, and it happened to come. In that end of that third quarter, up to 5-7 points, and I felt like we kept our composure. And I think that's a credit to the schedule that we had prior to UConn. There were games where we were in foul trouble. There were games where we lost the lead. There were games where we were down at the half. And so all those experiences, those moments helped us keep our composure versus UConn. When they went on their run, and then we countered and we went on our run, and luckily our run went a little bit longer.
Well, and you think about what's happened in your time as head coach. Your first year, we had situations in second halves of games where we just couldn't control that swing. And now you've got people, you got not only talent, but you got leadership and toughness, and they really bounced back and wound up being just a great celebration in the Joyce Center, and everybody on their feet at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an incredible moment. The crowd was electric. They were on their feet from the beginning of the game. They're all wearing green. It was just one of those moments that will go down in the history for my head coaching career, to be a part of a moment like that. First moment for this group to beat UConn. We haven't beaten them since 2013, I think, at home. And just the same, the sellout crowd, the environment, the atmosphere, something that this group has watched. They look and they see all the murals, they see all the Final Fours. It was the first time that they actually experienced what that feels like to beat a powerhouse like UConn. And so that was a really special moment, a moment that I won't forget.
Well, it's great for you to grab the microphone and come out and share those feelings and emotion with everybody, because that really is what's going to bring everybody back, because it's always been such a special experience to follow and support Notre Dame women's basketball.
Absolutely. I'm thankful for the crowd. I'm thankful for everyone that went in behind the scenes, our whole entire social media, marketing, everybody that really put in that work to make sure that we had a full house. And I'm just really appreciative of everyone that came out, the community that always supports us, and excited, like you said, to keep people in those seats and for them to continue coming back, because this is an incredible product. These women are playing some incredible basketball. So just want everyone to continue to come out to support us.
You had a great night against Merrimack, a team that came in, and it reminds me of a game that we played maybe a couple of years ago. We had a similar type opponent. They were eager to learn from us. And so I think the same thing with Merrimack. As much as it was a one-sided game, we had so many great performances. It's one of those things where our ladies could watch their ladies learn and respect the fact that you can be this good. You got to work really hard and you got to really be focused. But we had a great game against Merrimack.
Absolutely. I mean, the head coaching staff and their whole staff was very complimentary of their experience here at Notre Dame. And again, I always talked to our team about just making sure that we come out and play the same way, no matter who we're playing, no matter their record. We have to come out playing Notre Dame women's basketball in a dominant fashion, and I feel like we came out that way. There were no drop-offs from the emotional excitement of our win versus UConn. We came out and we set the tone from the beginning, and I'm praying that that's how we come out every game here on out.
Well, you always have to play to your standards.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what we want to do. We're going to have some features, our regular features coming up in the Niele Ivey Show, and then we're going to be able to take a look ahead to what's coming up for the Irish as they begin play in the ACC. So we'll be back in just a moment here on the Niele Ivey Show, brought to you by TireRack.com.
Hey guys, this is Kylee Watson, and today we'll be catching up with Coach Charel Allen. So if you guys don't know, Coach Charel is an alum of Notre Dame. So what's it like being back at Notre Dame?
You know, it's a great feeling. A lot has changed since I've been here, but I'm happy to be back, and I wouldn't want to be any other place.
Awesome. So what made you want to come back?
The environment. I felt at home, like I said earlier, when I was here, and then just the people to work with. Notre Dame has always been like family to me, and just to be around, you know, the team and then the coaching staff, everyone has been amazing since I've been here.
So what's the biggest difference from when you were here as a student athlete to now?
Whew, the biggest difference, I mean, the facilities that we're in. This was a rec center when I was here. Now it's just for basketball, men's and women's basketball. And just the resources that we have. I mean, we had a lot back then, and it's just grown so much more since.
Yeah. So what inspired you to get into coaching, or how did you really get into this profession?
That's a great question, Kylee. Coach McGraw had a conversation with me maybe my junior year about just staying around the game, just my knowledge of the game at the time. And so she put that bug in my ear as a junior, and I rolled with it. I wanted to play as long as I could, so I played professionally for 9 years overseas, and then just got into coaching, and I don't see myself doing anything else.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Now I have a few rapid fire stuff for you. So just a few quick questions. So what's your favorite spot on campus?
Favorite spot on campus? Here in Rolf's.
Okay. Favorite place to eat in South Bend?
Ooh.
I could also use the answer to this too.
Ooh. I like CJ's. Their burgers are really good. I just had Chick-fil-A on campus, but
always a safe option.
I've anywhere, honestly.
Yeah. Favorite pregame song? As when you were a student athlete, maybe, and then now, I guess, to get you hyped up.
When as an athlete, Nuck If You Buck, because I feel like that just came out around my time. And then right now, since I'm not on the court, maybe some more laid back. I'm listening to new SZA album, which Far is the best song. Far.
Got you. So favorite thing to do on an off day?
Besides relax and catch up on the sleep, walk my dog.
Okay. Favorite moment from the season so far?
Woo, favorite moment from the season. I guess any win. But honestly, that loss to Maryland really just sparked us. So I know it's not one of my favorites, but it's up there because I think it changed the dynamics of the team. So
for sure.
Yes.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, thanks so much for talking to me today. And thanks so much for tuning in. Go Irish.
Hey Irish Nation, it's a game day takeover. We just got finished up with shoot around. We play Merrimack College at 12 p.m. Stay tuned. Next up, we have our pregame meal. We have our breakfast on deck. Okay, we're here with Olivia Miles and Kylee Watson. Hi. What's your pregame ritual?
I'm going first. Hey. Well, we usually get Starbucks before the game, me and then the kids. And the one time we did it, it just didn't work out well. So that's my routine. I do the same. You know what I thought about?
Perfect. We're here with Nat Marshall. Home or away games?
I'm gonna say away games.
Okay.
Definitely.
Reason why?
I like playing at beating another team. Let's say that, I like beating another team. I like staying in the hotel, and I like trying food from a different place.
Perfect. So we're here with Dara Mabry getting our ankles taped. So what is your go-to fave pregame song?
My go-to fave pregame song would have to be Spin About You by Drake and 21 Savage.
Okay, we got some Drake in there. Now that we're all dressed and ready for the game, we got our fit checks. We got Jenna Brown, home or away jerseys?
Away.
Sarah?
Away.
Trinity?
Away.
Sony?
Home.
Okay. And that's a wrap for the takeover. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go Irish, and let's go get the win.
And welcome back to the Niele Ivey Show, brought to you by TireRack.com. Time for us to take a look ahead. And Coach, that always exciting part of the schedule when you begin ACC play, and a tough challenge right off the bat.
Yes, we are headed to Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech, ranked number 6 in the country, undefeated, an incredible team, a powerhouse, and it's going to be a battle. And we're excited for the challenge. And again, like you said, ACC play is always exciting, and we're excited to start conference play, but know that we have to come in and be prepared and ready.
Well, it looks once again like the ACC is going to be the top women's conference in the country. 4 teams in the top 10 starting the season. And Virginia Tech has Elizabeth Kylee, who is this week's Player of the Week, and we know what she can do, big, strong presence inside. And they also are the top defensive team in the league, while the Fighting Irish will bring in the top offensive team in the league. Something's got to give.
Yes, we have to make sure that we do a great job of executing versus their defensive fire, and also making sure we're playing our game so we can get up and run in transition and just play our style of basketball.
And you start on the road, which is always a challenge. But again, it's one of those things that we're kind of used to. We've had some good travel arrangements already this season, so it doesn't take long for veteran players to adapt.
Yeah, I think our core has that experience. We've had an incredible schedule last couple of years being on the road, especially in the ACC, being on the road. If you think back to Georgia Tech, an incredible victory on the road in overtime. So we know we have to be road warriors this weekend, and what's a better way to start than before Christmas?
Well, finals will be over, so that'll be nice as well. And then we've got to throw in a couple of points about what's going on with recruiting, too. We've got an early commitment.
We do. Kassan Prosper's coming in early. Super excited for her to join our family, and super blessed, just like we were a couple years ago with Olivia Miles coming in early. Kassan is an incredible talent. She is just super athletic. She can score at all 3 levels. She's an incredible defender. She has incredible size for a guard, and she's going to make an immediate impact when she steps on the court.
Yeah, we've got a 6'1" guard already in Sonia Citron. Now we're going to have a 6'2" guard, and that's a nice thing to help out with rebounding and defense, as you said. And so things are going so well. And congratulations on the great start in the season, and continued best wishes. And we'll be back in a few weeks and get a chance to catch up with you once again.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. This has been the Niele Ivey Show, brought to you by TireRack.com. I'm Bob Nagel. It is my honor to be with Coach Niele Ivey and to share all the great things that are happening with Notre Dame women's basketball. Until next time, be well.